Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're going to do a first look and demo on the 3M Performance Paint Gun. Let's unbox it. I've already opened this up, so let's take a look. This is the body of the gun here. When I first picked this up, I was surprised by how lightweight this gun is, and it's very small. Now this is made of a composite plastic. It has this collar here. This is the collar to lock in the tips. So let's open this up and see what we have here. You also get this card, and this basically lets you know how to assemble it. It also talks about what tips are good for what substrates and what you're spraying. It goes all the way from a 2.0 tip to a 1.2 tip. Now in this kit you get the 1.2, the 1.3, and the 1.4. So set that aside. We'll open this up. Here are the bags of the tips. You get 5 per bag. That's the 1.2, the 1.3, and this is what I'll be spraying with today, and then the 1.4. You also get 5 liners and 5 lids. You also get a 3M regulator with it. And then these are some caps to go on the lids to help save your paint with the PPS system. If you're not familiar with the PPS system, how this works is you get your liner. Of course, it has all your measurements on the liner housing, I guess this is. You put the liner in, and then on the lid it has a screen that catches debris, and I find that that helps out quite a bit. You just lock it in. So if you look closely, there's different tabs on this housing, and then you just snap it down and lock it in, and you're ready to go. Well, let's attach the tip to the gun. So to attach the tip to the gun, you just pull the trigger, put it in, and I'll show you right here. You have 2 different ears on either side of this collar, and then it has openings on the ears of this collar. So you just put that in, you give this a twist till you're away from you, and you're locked. So when you attach it to the PPS system, you have your paint here, and then you just twist it on, and then you're locked in there, and you're ready to spray. So the big benefits to this gun is the exchangeable tips. You can paint many different substrates with it, primers. If you have something that's a really thick primer and you need a bigger tip, you can switch this out, and you have, in essence, multiple spray guns. So that's the big draw to this. And the other draw is that it's very easy to clean, especially with the PPS system. You know, the liners and the lids are disposable on this system, and the tips are disposable. From everybody's experience, you're getting a long life out. They're getting a long life out of these tips if they clean it well. So to clean it, you just remove the tip, turn the collar back, pull it apart. You would wipe off your needle, because no paint goes through the gun itself. It's all confined to the tip. And then what I do is I wipe down inside this tip, and then I'll run thinner through it with an aerosol can or just a squirt bottle and clean it that way, and you're ready to go. So I'm excited to test this out, because none of this matters if it does not spray well. So let's get out in the shop, and we're going to see how this gun performs. Okay, we're going to start off by basing this Tahoe bumper. I'm using the 1.3 tip on the performance gun. I have my spray pattern dialed in just a little bit from wide open. I did a test pattern on this spray pattern with at wide open, and it was a little heavy on the top and the bottom, so I dialed it back to straighten that out. It wasn't really bad. I was a little bit surprised that it was heavy on the top and bottom. It had a huge spray pattern, but it was a little bit heavy on the top and bottom, so we dialed that back just a little bit to clean that up. And it's spraying and laying down the base perfectly fine. Now, as far as the air pressure, this gun is set to run at 20 psi. I did not find a problem with that. A couple times when I was clearing, I bumped it up just a little bit, but for the most part, 20 psi is a really good spot for the base. Okay, so we got the bumper all based and cut in and blended. I did base this fender earlier, and we're laying down some clear on it now. I am still using the 1.3 tip for this clear coat, and I was very impressed with how it laid down the clear. Now it is black, and you can really see what you're doing when you're spraying black clear, you know, spraying the clear on black, and you can really see it flow out and, you know, dial in your paint job. But it flowed out very nicely. I was very impressed with how it flowed out. And as far as the pressure I was using, I think I had it set at 24 psi air pressure. Okay, now we're switching over to the bumper to clear the bumper. I am moving just a little bit slower, just being cautious. You know, it is a new gun to me. I think this is the first time I sprayed with it. So I just want to make sure I've got it dialed in and it's laying down smooth. And I really did not have a problem. There was a little bit of learning curve. Anytime you have a new gun, there's just a little bit of a learning curve to dial it in and see how it's spraying and what the best settings are. But as you can see, it's laying down this clear beautifully. And you'll have a better look at it over when I get to the other side of this bumper, and you'll really see the finish on this clear coat. Okay, so right here you'll be able to see how well it's laying down this clear. The sun's at my back, and you can really see the reflection in this finish. And I really did not find that this gun was hard to spray with. I mean, you do have to, you do have to be able to dial it in a little bit, but you do with any gun. You want to dial it in to where it's giving you the best finish possible. And you can see here it's got a really good size spray pattern, even dialed back just a tad. It really is a good size spray pattern. Okay, here I'm going to show you a couple clips of spraying base on this hood of this Chrysler 300. I just wanted to give you an idea how it looked spraying the base. I did just do a dust coat on this hood, but you can see how it's atomizing and how it's laying down. Okay, so here's a clip of laying down clear coat on this Chrysler 300. I am using the 1.3 tip on the performance gun, and the 1.3 tip performed really well. It did seem like it puts out quite a bit more material than the 1.2. After this, I experimented with the different tips, and I prefer the 1.2 for clear coat. It just atomizes it a little bit better, and it leaves a little less texture in the clear. I mean, you can get the texture out with the 1.3 and lay it flat, don't get me wrong, but it's a little bit easier with the 1.2. So a while back I did a review on the AccuSpray gun, which is the first version of this gun, and this is a totally different gun. It sprays so much better. The AccuSpray, you could get a good paint job out of it, but it was difficult. Now this gun is so much easier, and it sprays so much better and atomizes quite a bit better than that gun. So don't get those two guns confused. If you're looking at this gun, this is the performance gun. This is the latest version, and it's actually a totally different design than the AccuSpray. Okay, so I'm just going to finish up the clear coat on this door, and then we'll sit down and talk about my final thoughts on this 3M performance gun. Okay, so how do I feel about the 3M gun after spraying this for about 2 weeks? I've sprayed multiple jobs with it, probably 3 to 5 jobs with it. I've done bumpers, I've done hoods, and it sprays very well. I like the 1.2 tip for clear coat and the 1.3 for base. Now I'm still working with that, and that may change, and I'll let you know if it does. But overall, the performance of this gun is very good. It sprays very well. Is it a $700 performance out of a gun? No, it's not. But it's not that far off really either. You can dial this in and get this as slick as any other paint gun, I think. Now, it might not be as easy to do as a high dollar paint gun, but this is only $300. It runs $300 for a spray gun that's going to give you a variety of different uses. You can spray sealer with it, you can spray primer with it, base and clear coat. It's really easy to clean. It's a time saver, and that's the best thing about this gun, is that it's a time saver and the versatility of it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helps you make a decision on this particular gun. If you like this video, please like it, subscribe to the channel, click the bell so you don't miss anything. If you're interested in this 3M performance gun or any of the products and tools I use, click the link to my storefront down in the description. And if you want to learn more about paint and body repair and how to repair your vehicle, click on this video now. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on Garage Noise.